Pleasant's waiting for you.
What's up, everybody? Sorry, I had to move a couch. You know, things, they happen sometimes. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Oh, sorry, just catching up where I'm at here. It's having a UP. Old McDonald. I'm here, Tom. Don't worry. Not sure. So the Lincoln. Sorry, running a little late today. It was kind of crazy day. A crazy couple days, really.
It's just me.
Sorry, lots of stuff going on. Hope everybody's having a good night. Link to join in is up. Auto show was a heck of a lot of fun. Sorry, new lighting, new stuff, things going on. You know, fun stuff. Hope everybody's having a good day. Never bored was happening. Yeah, sorry, I was a few minutes late there. Just stuff happening. The Camera Humans van took a crap. We're trying to find her a new car. And just run around like an idiot. The auto show was a lot of fun, but it also has lots of stuff moving in many different directions. Mostly positive. Some, you know, hey, YouTube's a fickle bitch sometimes. Tom says, yeah, 2 minutes I was worried. Yeah, well, I'm still alive. Like I said, I had to move a couch. You know, I could try the pickle thing where I'll just comment on my live stream and just leave it up there so you guys don't know where I'm at. McDonald saying, good snow, squirrely northern Michigan night to everyone. Yeah, we haven't had any snow. Well, no, I shouldn't say. We had a lot of snow, but none of it's really accumulated. It's just sort of stayed at about an inch on the grass. All right, what's happening? Yes, is there anything anybody would like to talk about? Or should we just kind of go into ramblings? Oh, I got shenanigans. I got lots of shenanigans. Everyone's saying the winds are picking up my hand. Yeah, it got a little windy, but like my pipes froze during the real shitty weather last week, and it was, you know, -5 with the wind chill, so that was not fun. Camera Human, did you get a new vehicle? No, she did not yet. We were trying to find her something. Strange, she has a decent budget, and a decent budget 4 years ago is a really bad budget now, apparently. So we get to learn all these new things. Yeah. Camera Human saying that. Lauren H is a Camera Human, by the way. No, she did not. And yeah, it's windy, weird. At least it's not so bitter cold. Your car was in the auto show and ours wasn't. Let's hear the. It was neat. It was a lot of fun. The group that put it on was Modded Detroit. They're a group that does car shows, and they there hasn't been anything in the basement. For those who don't know, it's a Cobo Hall in downtown Detroit. It's now called Huntington Place, and it's a 2-level building. And there's more levels than that, but there's 2 big levels, and the bottom is the basement. It's like Autoramas and the cool stuff's in the basement, and this all the normal street cars and custom stuff that people built and entered was in the basement. It was about 150 of us. I was right next to a fellow YouTuber. I'll have to find his link because I think it's Break It Fix It Garage, but I'll double checking that. And Triumph by Error, who's another local Michigan YouTuber who I've gotten to know a little bit, and who's good friends with Alex from Huge Projects. His Fiero that was painted up like a tribute race car was there. It was really cool. It was neat. I got a free ticket in any day I went, so we went about every other day or so. Did a video on it, which is cool. I got to experience the Bronco ride with professional racer the Wild Yellow, who's on it. That's her name on Instagram. She's currently racing at King of the Hammers, which is a very grueling track. It's actually not really a track, but it's an event where it's basically rock crawling and Baja desert racing in one event. So the vehicles are pretty awesome. It was fun. I got to meet some people. The ride was cool. It was nice to be there. It was nice to have the car there. It was definitely good for the channel. Cameron got to go along and go on 90% of the rides. Like the only thing she didn't go on that she wanted to was the Miata. But she went on the Jeep and the ID Buzz, which is a new VW van. The Humvee, which is $120,000, but it's 1,100 horsepower. The thing was, I think she said she pulled a G on it. Like she was slammed back in the vehicle, as you can see. She went on the Bronco experience, and then we went on the Bronco experience together with the Wild YOLO driving, and it was neat, but holy crap, it hurt my spine. So I will not be doing any fun rides. New guys, -5 degrees Fahrenheit, that's child's play. Well, yeah, I don't live where you live, you crazy bastard. And I can't take 20 degrees anymore. So my body is not the way it used to be. My back hurts thinking about going on the Bronco ride. And so no, I can build cool stuff, but there's no more driving cool stuff. That's gonna be somewhat of a limiting factor because I'd love to build a race truck. I'd love to build a high horsepower car and drag race. I can't drive them, but I can still at least try to build them.
I could drive it.
Cameron Human said she could drive it. Cameron Human says, I've finally decided that I'd like to have a Dodge Charger or Challenger, but I'm very picky. She's very picky. We found one tonight that looked like it was going to be pretty good, and it just didn't materialize. So, Bronco AI. Artificial intelligence. Oh, no, not Al Collins white. No, it was a white Bronco, but it was not driven by anyone associated with that individual. Allegedly, the person that we were with was not. There's no alleging there. Airboard, gotta go. Gotta get coilovers like float on clouds. The spine ain't doing. And that Bronco, we were in one of the very, very nice Broncos. It's just my body with all the damage, it just can't take the shock load. Like it hurts to go in an elevator. To give you guys an idea of like, I don't think I ever mentioned that. Like that little bump when you get in an elevator and it just lifts and stops. That literally feels like it's taking my spine and doing this. So it's, I can't do it. Holy crap.
I have no fear. The Duckster's here. What's happening, everybody?
Oakley dokley Dougler. What's happening?
Nothing much. I'm going hands-free and no longer have you on the selfie stick. I have you on a tablet.
Oh, look, Doug's upgrading. Oh, yeah, Pinky's out, everybody. Pinky's out. Double him up.
Oh.
I was beginning to wonder if he only had one hand. Because we only ever saw the one hand.
Right.
So. McDonald's say no new cars for me, especially ones with computers with remote controlled functions that can be used by police or worse. To an extent, I'm not so worried about the cops. It's more everything you do is tracked, and the whole, if you've not done anything wrong, you don't have anything to fear. That's a wives' tale.
Everything you use is a service.
Yeah, well, and I think the best quote is, if something's free, you're the product. If something you're using is free, you're the product. You're being sold, or aspects of you are being sold. It's just the way it is.
Well, I think that that whole rebate on gas thing you hear about on the radio, I think the only reason why they're paying for fuel in the rewards is to get information. That for whatever reason they want that information.
And it's part of it. It's some of it's marketing, some of it's everything else. But there is, and we're on camera 24/7 everywhere we go. So it's not like they don't know everywhere you go and they don't track you and they don't. You can be as just tinfoil hat as you want to be. It's the scarier part is the stuff that used to be called a conspiracy theory is now more true than not. It's just who's using it for what. And anytime that people are collecting it, you have to remember if this goes for everything, government-wise, if they make a law and you like it and it hurts the person you don't like, eventually when the person you don't like is in power, they're going to use that same law against you. So be careful what you wish for. Just don't hurt. I try to live by this. Don't hurt people. Don't take their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just be a decent human being.
It's not hard.
You'd think I try to real hard. I think we all do. I mean, I don't associate with people that aren't. No, I don't have a ton of friends. I try to choose my friends carefully. I like to have people that I can go, hey, I'm going to help you. You're going to help me. We're just done. It's just doing stuff for friends.
Right.
He's trying to anyway. Neverboard saying you're by Detroit, Lauren. Might as well get a Hellcat. Well, we can get you a $5,000 Hellcat, but you aren't going to have it long because when the cops come to get it back, there's a. It's either I can't remember what Derek, your super fan had mentioned that either there's more Hellcats stolen here or they all seem to end up here in Detroit.
Oh,
some massive theft ring. At least there was recently, anyway.
I'm not surprised. I'm sure there's a lot. Well, just think of across the Detroit landscape, how many different little garages that look dilapidated and not worth your time that really could be an operation. Don't ever know.
The whole thing with Detroit is when you had more than 2 million people in a city and now you have 600,000. It's fertile grounds for any place you go for nefarious things to happen.
I feel bad for a guy. He was telling the story that he grew up in Detroit and he went back. He was in the area. He decided to go see his old neighborhood. It's not there. The whole neighborhood.
Yeah, they've leveled a lot down there.
Yep. That had to be hard.
Yeah, it's like Alex was helped me get the future project, and that was in a not a bad area of Detroit by Detroit standards. It used to help, but they were redoing certain parts of it, so it's like you could smell the money coming down the road. So it's like, what is going to happen to those little houses and businesses is that money starts coming through, and they either get bought out, or shoved out. They don't.
Yup.
It's hard. Oh, and Lauren, we live stream all the basement stuff in Kobo at the auto show, and you weren't there, and Lauren was terrified. So
I know. I was there in spirit, though.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the camera human was mildly upset. Tom's gonna jump on soon. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
Oh, we've been touched. Sorry that under the road runner working on rear disc brakes, I'm here though. I appreciate it, my friend.
Hey, Dutchman.
I was late to my own live stream. I had to move a couch. And someone might actually show up tonight. There's I'd say 10% chance that person might actually be here tonight. So. Oh, good Lord, we have in Dean. When 76% of Detroit is water and asphalt, I'd say it's time to plant asparagus. Well, actually, they are. There's lots of urban farming. Well, there's areas that have been farmed.
Is it still going, or was that because from what I've been hearing that it was hot and heavy and getting started, and it never really seen major fruition? So is it still happening? The urban farming, Detroit urban farming thing?
Well, it is still happening. Next time you're down, or if you come down and we have some time, Lauren said she'll take you to some farms if you want to see.
Cool.
Those were there. She knows Detroit a lot better than I do.
Hey, yeah. I'm all for that. Show me around.
There's a lot of neat stuff in Detroit, and when I did the shop tour with Detroit Steel Wheels, Adam, who runs the company, and all the people there, he's one of those. There's, when people say there's something about Detroit, he's what they're talking about. There's that. Screw you! I'm going to do it anyway. Michigan and Detroit especially has that. It's just they need to tap more of that and get the people who are going to be creative and do things outside of the box and bring things here that aren't dependent on some massive conglomerate that's going to get bought out and shoved somewhere else.
Right.
And there's 1,000 little companies. There's tens of thousands, and just in our state that are like that, like A&A, Sweet Manufacturing, Off-Road Anonymous, and so many of the other places that I've gone and have talked to. They're here. They give a damn. And they're doing something about here.
Right.
And they want it to be done here, and they want to do. And there's a lot of innovation in this state. And the big three are huge, and that's a big part of why there's so much stuff here. because it forces some focal points on Michigan because there's still a lot of the brain trust is here. Take on what the military stuff is here. There's a ton of money that runs through our state. It's finding the right way to get that bridged out and show people that it's here. And Michigan is an extremely expensive state to make things in, between the state tax, everything else. It is not inexpensive to make things in Michigan. We are not the cheapest state to make things in, but there's so much here that can be done.
But we've got the experienced workforce too. We're used to this stuff. So, that's double-edged sword. Yeah, it's going to be expensive to make it here, but we'll do a lot better than others.
It's a knife blade, and you got to figure out where you're going to fall on it.
Double-edged sword.
Hopefully we don't. And there's a lot of people here that give a shit.
Oh yes.
And that want to do something. And Detroit Steel Wheels is honestly, I know I'm not trying to hark on them, but they did something that people told them for about a decade. You can't do this here. You can't stamp and forge things in the United States. And they do that. They're forging and stamping wheels. They started a trend. You never saw big steel wheels before them, and now everybody's copying.
Right.
And it's like that takes a hell of a lot of moxie to do something like that.
You're right. Especially when everyone's like, you can't do it, and fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway.
And that is very much the thing about Detroit. It is, and I know a lot of people say that, and it probably sounds silly, but there is something about it that, if all you ever know about Detroit, or all you ever see is a video where everybody shows you the bad. There's a lot of bad. Every big city has a lot of bad. Oh yeah. We unfortunately have. Detroit was the third biggest city on the planet, third richest for a long time. Absolutely. And when you have, it's what, 250 acres. It's 250 square. It's some huge number. 250 square miles. Thank you, camera human. So when you take something that had a population, that the population fit the whole city, well, now that population is this big and the city's still this big,
right?
You're going to have a lot of rot and decay because there's no way to save everything. You can't. So that they literally have to pick and choose, and that's part of the problem is how do you pick and choose if somebody's been there for 7 years, they've raised 3 generations of their family, and now you're telling them to get lost.
Right.
It's not.
Well, none of to get lost.
And none of it's easy. Never saying there are a lot of green shops. Yeah, weed has definitely grown in the city.
The old joke used to be here in Michigan that they were going to put a brewery in the bathroom of a brewery, but I think now they've changed to they're going to put a pot shop in the bathroom of the pot shop.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, they probably did. The funniest thing is I meant to do a series and I haven't done it. And it's how do you know you're in Michigan? It's like because every third billboard is for weed or a lawyer. And that's what it is.
When I went down the first time to see Cope at his shop, as I'm going down, I knew that I made the transition from Michigan to Illinois or Indiana because that too. But it was simply that all the pot shop signs went away and more lawyer signs showed up.
Yeah, our roads are shit. That's like when we came back from Missouri, I had forgotten because I'm from here, but I grew up in Florida. The roads aren't like that,
right?
Like this. The minute we crossed out of Ohio and got back into Michigan, I was like, I remember where I'm at again. I'm home. Hey, look, I'm home. I got everything in my car.
We were in Indiana. We never went into Ohio.
No, I went into Ohio.
Oh, that's right. You did when we split up. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll get out the map. I'm here. They're here-ish.
Yep.
So I went over there and met them, and then we went down to Missouri. And then we came back up, and about Indiana, we split because it was going to be another 3.5 hours of driving for me over and above just going back. So we split.
Right.
And their word saying first paved road. I do believe you are correct on that one. That's probably a Doug fact, actually.
First paved road?
It could have been.
In Michigan? I don't know if it was the first paved road. Well,
we We have Old
Asphalt?
McDonald here.
Okay. Are we talking asphalt? Are we talking cement or log road? Because
Well, Old McDonald, first paved road, I think, was Woodward at First Freeway versus was Davidson.
okay.
I wouldn't be. It actually would make sense simply because of the Motor City.
Now it's another Dollar General store.
That is true. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
They really are putting them in everywhere. Well, I do know that the first electric traffic signal was on Woodward in Detroit.
Well, that gets a big. Dutch saying, does anyone actually like Ohio? We should trade that state for Alberta. I like Ohio for one reason. It's where they make Jeeps. The rest of it can just eat a big suck sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Truly. And I know there's a couple people I like, and I'm friends with them in Ohio. You guys are cool, but we'll just move you to another state, okay?
You guys have exception. Everyone else. Oh,
nice roads that they're always working on, which is weird. And the slowest speed limit, I swear I could run faster and I can't run.
yeah, and will get pulled over and issued a stern warning for 2 over.
I have been. Hold on, I'm gonna knock on some wood here. Considering the weird shit I've driven through that state, I haven't had trouble yet. But I'm also not a psycho, so.
Well, I'm making a funny. I haven't had an issue in Ohio myself either, but still.
Roadside might Rob's Ride might like it, Dutch. I'm assuming that's a channel. No, there are some people I like. Austin from Lucor. Oh God, Lucor. Oh crap. Lucor Speed and Performance or whatever the hell the channel is.
Lucor Speed and Performance, yeah.
Too many performance and speed in garages, and it all merges. He's an awesome dude. He's in Ohio.
John Cope turned me on to one out of Ohio. Old Man in the Shop.
Okay.
He's actually pretty cool.
He kind of reminds me of Jack Black for some.
Me?
No, Austin from Lucor. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He is shorter than you think he is.
Oh, Austin's. He also does Austin's Adventures. He's got the big old beard.
Okay. He's like hard partying Santa.
Yeah.
He's like if Santa went, brah.
I chill with Santa.
Dutch is asking if you're still on
Saturday. I got to touch base with Huberts to make sure that he's still on board also. But, yeah, I'm ready to go.
You guys doing your secret project?
Yes, secret project. We're bringing home a Chrysler turbine car.
Wait, you stealing it from stalls over here?
No.
Okay. Because there's one 30 minutes north of me. Not even.
We're going to a top secret location to obtain a Chrysler turbine car.
Is it scale model?
No. It's the real deal.
Weather looks fantastic is what Dutch is saying. That's good.
Well, it's cold as frig last weekend.
Yeah, last week and a half was
cold.
Sucky weather. Yeah.
-7 in the morning.
Yeah. When I drove the Chandler home last Monday night, heater, my thermostat took a shit. So it was about 120 degrees running temp.
Another thermostat pooped out.
Yeah, that's so I have to find another manufacturer of fail-safe thermostats because I'm over it. The one of my Cherokee took a shit. I'm pretty sure the one of my TJs probably took a shit too. And I'm just gonna throw one in the Comanche and let that take a shit too. Just round out all of them. Nope. Neverboard's got to go. Take it easy, my friend. Thanks for jumping in.
Later, Neverboard. Yeah, I thought Neverboard was out of Lansing, And no,
he's Irish.
he's north of me. He's in the Muskegon area.
Yeah, I thought he was Irish.
No. That's
No.
That's Midland.
No. He's
there.
this general area right here. He's in this general area.
Well, that's more Lansing. I'm sure
No,
everyone's riveted by this.
Yes.
Yes, he's in that area. Yes.
Take the map. Take the map.
Yeah.
That's saying the Aspen Suede turbine car still exists for fun. I've touched it. I don't need to know that you've touched anything. Just laying it out there. I will take your word for it. Is it a glycic issue? No, it's a shitty manufacturing of thermostat issue. I have them in 1, 2, 3, 4 of my cars. Well, at least 3 of them.
And
I
it
had
used to
7
be, I take it that you were brand specific because this used to be your hot ticket and it's no longer your hot ticket?
I've had thermostats melt down cars on me. So I'm real picky. I don't want to lose a car for something stupid. And these actually, literally, they're called fail-safe for a reason. They fail open. They break and fail open, so they don't fail closed and kill your car.
Right.
Well, they used to be made by a company called Robert Shaw. What's happening, Tomster? And they don't now. Apparently, they're made by some subsidiary of AutoZone, and they're shit. And I'm trying to find another one or find a really reputable brand of thermostat because I'm just I don't like taking the risk of
Something
burning
is
the car
weird
down.
on my end.
You got the whole DJ setup going though. You look all professional and shit. Tom?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Not yet. Bye,
Wait
Tom.
for it. Wait for it. He'll be right back after these commercial messages.
We'll be right back after this short commercial break from Barry's Auto Parts.
Oh, Radio Duckster. Miss Carol, how you doing? Just got home from shop, finished my LED interior light install, and added a tack finally to the 460. Now I can focus on putting the transmission in Pathfinder to get ready for sale. Nice.
So when Tom comes back, he can be like, caller 4, you're on the air.
Caller 3, you're on the air.
I'm
You want to
listening.
talk about your genital warts? We don't really have that on the schedule for tonight.
Caller 4 wants to know, is my refrigerator running?
Yes. Oh, Lord. No, the auto show was hell of a lot of fun. I was glad to get the experience to do it. It was nice to meet the modern people because I've tried to do a couple of their shows before, and they had one at the train station, and it was very busy, to say the least. I couldn't even get in.
I bet that building is super cool inside. I mean, I've seen pictures of it being super cool, but I'm so happy they restored that.
Yeah, I couldn't even make it into the parking lot. I got about 3 accidents trying just to park. So I left that day. Yes, I ever got a chance to open a CVT for overhaul. It's interesting. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I've never heard anything good about the Nissan CVTs. Now, that could simply be because people don't understand how to maintain them. But it sounds like they're problematic to say the least, and they've definitely cost Nissan heavily.
Oh, yeah.
So other than your super secret we have lost.
No, I'm here. I'm just off camera for a second. I'm listening.
He's plotting our doom. Oh, no, I'm saying the refrigerator's running. I might be able to run faster than it does. That's possible. Hey, look, like I say, if you ever see me running, you better start too, because I can't run. So if I'm running, something's going to try to kill me.
Well, I was once asked over the phone if I had Prince Albert in a can. I said, no, I don't, but I do have Aunt Jemima by the box.
Oh, but I'm child. See, this is where the hell's Mr. Slide Whistle, damn it? I'm gonna mail him a slide whistle just so I can get a damn slide whistle.
Yeah, but it might be pirated again because didn't he suffer from pirated slide whistle?
Yeah, someone stole his slide whistle, and he's back. Can you hear us, Tom?
Yes. Can you hear
Caller
me?
3, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I opened up YouTube and then I opened up StreamYard, and YouTube was still playing in the background.
Ah. Oh
So
my
I
God,
was-
we've been bombed.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not that interesting. Don't worry about it.
kid kept me up all night
It happens.
throwing up and stuff.
Oh boy.
Everybody's still sick, or you guys finally feeling better?
Oh, we were feeling better. Now apparently he's got rotavirus or something.
Ugh,
Yeah, we went in.
that sounds fun.
He's thrown up last night and threw up some blood, so we went into the ER because
Ugh.
that's not natural.
Right?
Then yeah, they tested him for a
Penis
bunch of
and-
stuff.
Anything come back? Is he still alive? Like they tested me, found out he's still alive, or is he a vampire now or something?
I don't know. I'll have to check out this paperwork. I think he's still alive.
Okay.
Not a vampire
If you
just
find him
yet.
hanging upside down in his bedroom, that's a clear sign of vampirism. Just to let you know. So
I've checked it out in there. I don't see any like stoops or.
All of a sudden, Tom's walking around with a ring of garlic around his neck like a Hawaiian lei.
he's like this. I'm fine. Leave me alone.
Oh, don't mind me. Just have my spray bottle with holy water.
Putting these crosses strategically up on the wall throughout the house. Just in
Power of
case.
Christ compels you.
Never know.
Hey, son, how's it going? What's this? Oh, nothing.
Nothing. Hey, have you brushed your hair? Check out this mirror.
Don't you look smart?
Why are you sparkly there, Tom? Why are you sparkly?
Sparkly.
Oh, those is that teeny bopper vampire thing, the Twilight or whatever? I guess they were sparkly or some shit.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch any of those.
Ex-wife liked that shit. NGD T Meister from the Deanster.
What up,
Scarrow
dude?
saying, yeah, cheaper to daily of 460 in the long run overall cost-wise with some of these high repair bills. Lately, just fixed a cracked exhaust today on a newer Tundra as well. In and out job for tie rods. Yeah, there's definitely camera humans looking for a new car because their van finally gave up the ghost, and it's amazing what pretty healthy budget won't get you shit, and what it will get you is a vehicle that's 50,000 miles from death's door, and that 50,000 miles is going to be very expensive.
Yeah. It's got 190,000 miles on it, but they still want 21.5 for it firm. I know what I got.
Yeah.
I got that Equinox for like $6,000. Should have been selling it for maybe $800.
Yeah,
Probably
is that
about
the
the
one where
quality.
you screwed the blower vent system?
Yep.
Okay.
The radio was shorting out, so I had to pull that fuse in it too. So that was nice.
It's a shame you don't have a brother who knows how to work on cars. It's a
Yeah,
shame.
I mean, you've seen how hard it is trying to get him to work on his own car.
I know. I've seen that. It's funny. We got together as a group and bought him tools. He hasn't done shit since. So what the hell?
No, he got the exhaust and everything and lit up the orangey red Mustang.
Yeah, well, no, he probably did that with a butter knife and a hammer. So
That's the two main go-to tools.
I think those tools are just for displaying. Look what I got.
Whole wall of shit I never use.
Miss Carol,
What?
I maintain my 278,000 mile, 37-year-old truck or my 31 and 27-year-old gas truck with 170,000 on each of them. They're just expensive to operate.
Inexpensive to operate.
See, now this is true. If you talk about Dan, he shall appear. All you have to do is talk about him, and I'm pretty sure his phone just goes.
He's all of a sudden he's like, they're talking bad about me.
I must get on there. Someone's talking shit.
I'm still waiting to go over to his house and have every screw be replaced with a flathead.
Probably.
What, he doesn't customize the butter knife to fit the Phillips?
Or all the screws will be ground so they can all be used with a butter knife.
When I was going through my nuts and bolts to put in that big bin I got, I found a literal giant blue bin of flathead screws, and I was this close to mailing them to Dan. Just getting those ready posts and just stuffing it through and just shipping those bitches off.
Oh,
actually, that's
been hilarious.
Dutch, I just took a rotor and resurfaced it with sandpaper while the car was in drive.
The mechanic.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, if they don't find you handsome, you better find you handy.
And just think, you just saved all that money from the brake shop. And you probably didn't even chatter him.
New Guy's Garage, Dan is saying, freaking StreamYard apparently doesn't have permission to use my mic and camera, so I am trying to figure that out. I have been here the whole time. He's been in the shadows.
Did you download the app? Because it was doing crap like that to me.
I hit the same thing that Tom hit. 9802 Corolla will be the best budget car for longevity and cost effective for basic transportation needs. I'm just going to keep buying the same stuff that I have. If it wasn't for Michigan, with the way that it just rots everything, it'd never be not repairable.
Oh,
that's the big
Tom totally feels our pain. Minnesota cars get rusty, sketchy too.
The Cherokee I'm driving is 217,000 miles, and if it wasn't for the rust, it would be perfectly fine. But it's at the point where, other than I need to fix the death wobble, the track bar thing at some point,
right
before the front just falls off. I'm not gonna. If anything else breaks on the suspension, I'm not gonna replace it because I'll have to rebuild the whole damn suspension. And that means frame wise, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I learned a valuable lesson after I bought a Maxima, and then went in to have it. I drove all over with this thing, all over, like to the cities and hours away some places. And then took it in for a brake job, and they're like, we're not going to do that. There's if we take that bolt off, it's going to break, and there's nothing that we can remount this to. I'm like, oh. So there's no hope down there for, it's like, no. I'm like, and I was driving around with my son in the back of this car. Huh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dutch is saying new rotors for $60 shipped from Rock Auto. They're far too expensive for this Dutch guy. They're just rear discs, so you won't feel nothing anyways. Science. Yeah, I think you and Dan could party because you have the same kind of logic. It's just stick butter knives together and get in there until it remelts and reconforms.
So I was wondering if Tom was faced with a Robertson screw, would he have to stack a few butter knives together and then grind a slot to make it work for Robertson? Or would he just put a straight slash in it so he could just use his butter knife as usual?
Oh, he'd take out his die grinder and cut a single slot into that Robertson, and probably not even know what
I assume you're talking about Dan.
Yes.
Yeah, you did. I think you said Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dan, Tom, whatever.
It's like, what is this
you guys look
Robertson
alike.
screw you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're older. To tell you guys apart, so.
Yeah, I'm the younger brother.
No, I don't even know if Dan knows what a Robertson bit is.
He might not.
It's possible. He's probably taken Robertson bits and cut them into flatheads, like ground them.
Right. Take that, Canada.
I don't need none of your metric squares. What the hell is this shit?
I got your fastener right here.
Now this girl saying 4.0 AW4 bulletproof and civil. Yeah, it's the only. I hate automatic transmissions, and it's the only one I can stand. You just can't build them up. They're rebuildable. They're solid, but you can't really high zoot them.
I mean, we've got a '07 Toyota Camry that we love. That's a great little car, and it was mom and dad's nice car that the kid took to college, and you can tell because it's got a whole bunch of just random damage, like a kid that doesn't care with mom and dad's car. Other than that, it's rust free to the point where we're not driving it in the snow because it's that nice still.
I
But we
kind
plan
of
to get
know where
out of
there's.
Sorry.
No, I kind of know where there's a half gallon of fluid film that someone could help apply to the underside of your car.
Say no more.
Yeah, and I think so. Like you and Alex are gonna have to drive over here one weekend. We're gonna have to power wash your shit and fluid film everything, but with a brush.
So I'd have to bring the Camry over if that was the vehicle chosen.
Or we'll have to figure something out where I bring you guys the half gallon and you figure out who's doing what with what.
Well, how much is an hour? We could do it in an hour, couldn't we?
Probably take about an hour. Well, you got to clean everything off. That'd take you at least half an hour, unless you do it ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then it's hour. It took us about, with two of us doing it, it took us about an hour and a half on the VW. We did it too, the bus.
Okay.
But it was more of a getting used to it and kind of figuring it out, and then you got to get used to the brush because I don't have the spray equipment. There's no sense in me getting it. The stuff works though. Yeah, they sent me 2 gallons, and I kind of think I can get do more videos with sooner than later too.
Nice.
Avoid 4th gen Ram 1500s between the electric steering rack and the lifter issues. Whoa, they expensive.
Electric steering rack.
Yeah,
Ugh.
almost everything is that way now.
It really is, Jamie. It really is a great car. Yep, 2.4.
Wait for it. Minnesota.
Ah!
Finally fucking in.
So
Jesus,
you signed your life away to StreamYard?
No, I can't get in using my regular. I had to log into Google and remake a StreamYard on the Google browser instead of the normal internet browser in order for me to get in here because I can't figure out how to change permissions on the other browser. So
you've locked yourself out of yourself.
Yeah.
Sounds about
Okay.
right.
Essentially.
That's just
I'm
saying,
here
fun
now.
fact, fluid film is highly flammable and you can glue it down and shoot it through a homemade flamethrower, just so you know. I need that the more you know thing, and then like a slide whistle.
What have we been talking about?
Oh, I know Dutch.
Yeah. Slide whistles, auto show, random shit,
Robertson
fluid film.
fasteners.
Tom's kid is turned into a vampire. Normal stuff.
Right.
Your kids turn into a vampire?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially.
What are you trying to do? Punch your brother?
Leland. He has rotavirus now.
What rotavirus? The fuck is that?
The one that keeps turning over and over and over?
Oh, a new viral infection you can get because
To
he
your
doesn't wash
rota.
his hands enough. Apparently, that's what the doctor said.
And are you sending him to a public germ factory? I mean, school?
Yes.
Of
he does.
course.
And he brings all that back. So
Oh, of course. That I have no doubt.
Well, it doesn't help that he's a human petri dish to begin with.
Yeah.
no, that does not help at all. In
Well,
fact,
that's interesting.
that helps less, not more.
Sounds like a wankle rotary disease. Yeah, that's true. He's got the wankle. You got to watch out, Tom. He's got the wankle.
Yeah, he's getting to that age.
No, different kind of
Price
wankle.
is important, Dad.
Different kind of wankle. He's gonna start driving import cars. He's got the wankle virus. If he starts going Dorito, Dorito, Dorito.
Why is there a bath towel in his house that he's using as a nightstand?
The shirt's above his head. He's like, yeah, Cornolio. TP for my manhole. Are you threatening me?
Miss Carol saying, fun fact, I'll never live in the North again. Spent a lot of time yearly rust-proofing my 76 CJ7 when I dailied it in the wintertime for 4x4. Luckily, that was only for 5 years with 3 being deployed. Yeah, I'm not, as soon as I can find a way to not live in the cold anymore, I'm going to have to, because it gets worse every year to the point I'm almost debilitated. So, unfortunately.
Hey, Tommy Chong, you got that fucking joint lit or what?
The better you light it at the beginning, the better it burns throughout.
That's what she said.
And do I hear something about being cold? What, didn't you say you're only like -7 or something warm like that?
Oh, we're warm. We're heat waving it now, y'all. We're like at 34.
Hold on, let's see here. It is 32 degrees, my friend.
32.
It was
34.
it was frozen pipes negative last week.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm dude. I
It's
can't.
funny you should say that. Dan knows a thing or two about that.
Yeah, no,
Your
my
pipe froze
pipes
there,
are
Dan?
always freezing. Although
Yeah.
I finally fixed that problem. So, or well, he fixed that problem.
27. Okay.
No, so I after everything that happened after the transplants, all the stuff that happened with my body, the way it reacted, I can't, like, literally, if I'm outside and it's cold for more than about 5 minutes, it feels like the skin is burning off my hands, and there's no way to escape. It gets worse and worse. Once I get cold, I can't get warm.
I had to change tie rods in -30-degree weather, so that was great.
Yeah, that would be I'll just set the car on fire and roll it in the street. That point.
Fucking my best friend comes in from Fargo, and on his way in, the tie rods, the bushings, just no longer had bushings, so just all over the fucking road. So he decided to get new tie rods and change them on the coldest fucking day out of the whole year so far, with minimal tools. And his car was a basket case. We couldn't even get the fucking tire off. The thing was so bad. It
Kind of like that PT loser.
Yeah, kind of like the P. Yeah, no, exactly like the PT loser.
Who are you looking at?
Okay, so am I looking at Tom?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You're not looking at anybody.
Well,
You're not looking at anybody.
on my screen, all of a sudden, now I'm looking at Tom, but I'm actually looking at Tom.
You're looking at Tom like this. The other way you were not.
Okay.
Not
Weird.
looking.
Yeah, we
Mr.
were up until fucking 1 o'clock in the morning doing that shit, and we started at 5.
Look,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
just
like
got
anybody
colder.
that much. I'm just going to tell you that now. I got a lot of people I love dearly. I don't like anybody that fucking much.
Yeah.
Miss Carroll took my CJ7 all over country from PA to AZ to GA to Texas to Moo. Poor Jeep undergoing
Yeah.
top rebuild of the 4.2 using a 4.0 head. There you go. You get all snazzy.
Nasty.
Oh, Dutch is all caps. I used to walk uphill 40 miles to school both ways in the sandstorm with no shoes.
That's right.
That sounds like
we can
fun.
only pray to have a dinosaur like the Flintstones did.
No, when I grew up in Florida, every day in high school I got off the bus. I had about a 4-minute window to get from the bus stop to my house because it would rain every day for 20 minutes right when I got off the bus.
Oh, you're in Florida.
In Florida, it's like dime size rain. Like, it's so thick you can take like Scooby-Doo and wave your arm and there's a clear spot. And it rains for 20 minutes, gets hot as shit, muggy, and then it's sunny. It just goes away. I'm not even water left on the ground. It's so hot.
My mother-in-law and Lady Dougster lived in Florida in the late 80s, early 90s. And they were talking about rainstorms in Florida like that, where it's like, it's raining, just pull over to the side of the road and wait it out. Don't even bother driving in it. You can't see anyway. Just pull over. It'll be
The
done
best
soon.
part, you'll be on the highway and you'll see about a half mile of rain, and on the other side of that, it's a mile of sun. Then a half mile of rain. It would like these bands of water just come rushing
Weird.
through, and it would hit it like 3 o'clock every day. So literally, about the time I got off the bus, it was like, I'm not gonna get wet today.
But there's some old cheap guy that's like, hey, man, take a bar of soup there with you, get a fresh shower going on.
No, there weren't a lot of Minnesotans.
Yes.
Yeah, there were. They all moved south after they retired.
Yeah, no, that's mostly Michiganders. Van Life's saying I don't even like myself that much. That's cold. Yeah,
Okay. This is how cold it was. This was how cold it was. It was so cold, I actually went and bought a fucking nice heater in order to withstand being there. And I'm cheap. So,
yes,
you know it was fucking cold then.
Dan,
cheap.
wait.
Never.
You're cheap? Really? I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how cold it was. I fucking went and spent money.
I told you to get that heater too.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Those are the best kind for heating up a large area in a
Oh,
short amount of time.
This thing
Is it
fucking
Hero
whips. I
heater?
got it on low right now. This thing will fucking they'll barbecue me sitting right here.
You should have let your stogie out of that.
Right?
I could.
This girl said we had a good snow in Alabama. It was safer to drive it because nobody was on the road. Got to go test my new BFG KO3s. Better than snow, much better than KO2s. Yeah, I never had any good luck with the BF Goodrich all-terrains in the snow. They're always shit for me. So hopefully the newer pattern works. Man, those things are horrible. I've spun out in just wet snow pavement with those on 2 different vehicles. So I'm hoping the new ones are better because those are worse tires. I had less trouble with my mud tires.
Yeah, I had the all-terrains on my S10 and those things didn't do shit. So,
Operation Taco Bell.
I don't know what he's referring to, but it looks like Operation Taco Bell is off to a great start.
He's in the vehicle and he's headed to said location.
Yeah. So what he's doing, okay, so this is a Michigan thing. He's going to get a Crave case at White Castle. Then he's making a run for the border. And then he's got some Jim Beam.
See, I'd rather go eat at the Coney Island and then pick up some Beam on the way home.
Miss Carolyn, the epitome of cheap, no TV, no home computer, barely have internet connection, just simple life with basic needs.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I do have this theory, though, that her shop has fiber connections for her internet for her scan tools. So,
Well, yeah.
Dutch just posted the worst clickbait video ever. Do we need to click? Do I need to go watch it and throw it up so everybody can see it, or you're welcome to post a link, sir?
You should do it. Just see what this is all about.
No game system. Holy crap! I only have a PS3 because good lord, when I'm having a bad day, I like to get on Grand Theft Auto and just go, drive and shoot people in the video
I got
game.
an Xbox, but it's mostly just to watch movies with.
Yeah.
We've lived in this house almost 6 years, and I've never unpacked any of my gaming consoles. I still have my Nintendo from when I was a kid.
I've got one of the little ones, the one they came out with. It has like 60 games. It's fun. Something to do. If I'm ever bored, I play it like once every 2 years. Just plug it in, dust it off, play it for an hour, go, that's cool. Yeah, Old McDonald said his house has fiber. My breakfast has fiber too. Real life saying I want to say a trash can heater.
Pretty much.
It,
They look like
you
them.
have, like, it sort of looks like you set R2D2 on fire.
I mean,
Essentially, that would have made it
I
a lot
would
cooler.
have if it would have kept me warm.
I'd probably be more vested into the Star Wars franchise had he been a rolling trash can of fire.
Yeah, and in order to get to the inner fucking bolts for the tie rods, you had to take off the entire cowl, the wiper blades, fucking all that bullshit. And then you had about this much room, so you couldn't even hardly get a socket in there. I think it had a torque spec to it. Don't know, didn't care. You weren't getting a torque socket in there anyway, or a torque
So
wrench in there anyway. So
you went with the Gudentite, the German method, the Gudentite.
I went with the Gudentite. I grabbed the fucking, I put the wrench on there, and then I put the jack handle on that, and yeah, I'll be good.
So rear steering
Right
then?
about there.
Man, we
Rear steering
we
knuckles?
put it down, and one tire might be slightly up versus the other. We
Count
didn't
the
care.
thread, Dan, for God's sakes.
You
count
didn't
the
even do
threads.
an overall
No,
tape measure?
No, we
He
we
got
just
there.
needed to get it operational.
He
Like we,
got
we
where he
weren't
needed to
sit-
go.
we weren't sitting there
Well,
fucking dialing that shit in. Fuck
It only
that.
went on as far as his hand stopped, continued to work. So once his hand froze, that's as far as they went.
Oh, dude,
Yep.
our hands were froze before we ever got the fucking thing off. So yeah, no, it's. I mean, this thing is great. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't do shit. In an uninsulated, just open air. But
Well,
you
yeah,
go stand next to it to warm up, but it ain't warming up the area you're
yeah,
working in.
it's
Welcome
gonna work
to the
great in the
Wolverine
garage.
Garage in the winter.
It's going to work great in the garage, but if you're trying to heat the earth, it's not
Yeah.
going to do so well.
Well, I mean, my shop, if I pull out my kerosene heater and pull that thing up on full tilt, which is just a big buddy heater, so it's got double wafers in it. If I have that thing on full tilt, even with a fan behind it circulating the heat around my barn, after like 3 hours of running, I've only raised the whole shop temperature 4 or 5 degrees.
Yeah.
It's an uninsulated shop. It's block. I have just regular uninsulated garage doors and old pane windows. So, I mean, it's not very efficient.
Yeah, so you made a Dugsicle?
Yeah. That's why I've been chilling in the house doing projects in here down to my in my workshop in the basement because I just can't work in the shop.
So what you're saying is we need to come over and build you a ramp into your basement for your Dodge? Just
I could do it.
and we're just stupid enough to help you. So
I know.
True.
True. I like it.
Carol said, updating EV cars with only cellular data did it for me. The fiber I only get 40 megabytes down. Not surprising. No, I did the wave we were talking. Mopar Valari is here from Colorado. Yeah.
I'm a Barvalari.
Crow's foot would have probably worked for the torque wrench. Yeah, well, yeah, but then that would require him to do math, and Dan ain't doing math.
No, we barely got the fucking socket on there, let alone anything else to like ratchet the socket.
So this was the rear steering, Dan. So the knuckles for the steering were at the back of the. Because he said you had to take the cowl and shit off.
Yeah, you had to take the cowl and everything off. Yeah.
What the hell was it?
It was a 2000 Dodge Intrepid. Yeah, the lug nuts were so like misshapen, like deformed that you couldn't get a socket on it. I tried a couple sizes bigger, and no, it wasn't the shape anymore. It was like a triangle or something now. So we completely gave up on trying to get the one wheel off. We just had to work around it.
Work around the wheel. I like it.
Work around the wheel, yeah. Fucking
Dutch's shop is 70 degrees and his heater's off. Well, Dutch, you are fancy. Piggy's out for Dutch.
fucking we get the nut. It it wasn't a castle nut. We replaced it with a castle nut because that's what came with it, castle nut pin. Factory, they were just lock nuts. You got the lock nut almost all the way off, and Eric's his name. He goes and he, gets it right down to the end, and he figures, I'll keep it right there. That way, I have a nice place to hit with the hammer to break it loose. So he does that.
Then he can't spend it the rest of the way off.
Yeah. So that was another fucking ordeal because you can't get a wrench on or pliers on it. No, I ended up just having to fucking just manhandle the top of the fucking torque arm enough to wedge it into the hole enough to where it wouldn't spin. Probably gouged the hole up quite a bit, but
Well, why didn't you have Tom come over, just lift the car up and put it on his top so you could just change those out real quick? It sounds like the car wouldn't have been worse off for being rolled.
yeah.
This girl's saying by next year I'll have a 3,000 or 20, might be 23,000 square foot natural gas heater and spray foam all around. That'll be fancy.
Yeah, it was just one of those projects where, you started at 5 o'clock, you're looking at the time, and now it's like 11 at night, and you're just wondering, am I actually going to get this project done? Like, are we actually going to accomplish this mission? You start having
all of a sudden,
doubts.
at the last second, you're like, it's working! It's working!
Yeah, no.
Don't look at it. Just drive it away. Don't look at it. Don't announce it. Just drive it away.
I was looking at it. I was looking at it being like, so you're going to drive 2.5 hours on this, huh? Maybe we should take it around the block first.
Dean's saying,
Isn't it amazing how many people are like, it's together, it's done, I'm out of here. And you're like, no.
Yeah, I was like, guys. Yeah, I don't want you to die, bud.
If it wobbles at 65, just do 60 or 70. Go over or below. Don't go right at the wobble.
Surprisingly, it didn't. It didn't pull any harder to the right than any other vehicle we've ever driven. So,
Dean's saying good day there from New Zealand. Mopar Valare.
My friend's Firebird, you could execute a right-hand turn. Wait, letting go of the wheel.
Hold on, guys. McDonald's asking Tom or Dan, were either of you in the chat with me on Steve Leto's live yesterday?
who the hell is Steve Leto?
It's actually Leto.
Do you know a Steve Leto?
Wasn't me.
That wasn't me either.
Said Shaggy.
Didn't know.
Who is he? Is he a fascinating guy? Should we have been there?
Yes.
Let us know.
Let us know.
He's a Detroit lawyer. He's actually really cool. He's wrote a book on Chrysler turbine cars.
Is that the lemon law lawyer?
Yeah, he's a lemon law lawyer. Yep. And he has had the privilege of driving not one, not two, but 3 of the 9 existing turbine cars, including Jay Leno's.
Well, there's one in Stalls, like I said, 20 minutes from me.
And there's one that's there's a turbine car that's probably 20 minutes away from me.
Nice. We've cornered the market and people with these sort of know that have them. Oh, McDonald's saying there was a guy with name of Modified Guitar Man that said he was waiting for me to get a 65 Ford Mustang. I could see how you could think it's the Minnesota Twins down here.
I can see that. It's like 2 of us together.
As long if it doesn't say only Dan's, then it's not his second account.
That's right.
Miss Carol saying don't want to finance anything, so baby steps like my apartment and loft inside. That's a slow moving project. Currently, just finishing bathroom.
Good for you, Jamie. Make yourself rich, not the bank.
I've actually re-evaluated my Only Dan's account. I felt like it was too constricting. No. It was great. It was just too constricting. Mainly because I was the only Dan there. Dan's
got to do what Dan's got to do.
Well, no, I mean only Dan's. I mean, I haven't found anyone else named Dan yet, so it's really, you know. So I changed it from only Dan's to only fans of Dan's.
Or how about mostly Dan's?
No,
Mostly.
Then you get
only
you go
fans, only fans of Dan's. So anyone who's a fan of Dan can join now.
So can I start up the counter page for the people who are not fans of Dan's?
yeah, it's
No,
the
I
fuck Dan.
already took that market too.
No, it's the
That,
fuck Dan.
that one's got a lot more subscribers than the other one does.
Yeah, the other page is IHateNewGuysGarage.com.
You don't have to kill him with kindness if you just kill him.
That is true. You can deal with kindness if you want. But I
You don't
prefer
need that
Chevy.
many times. You can just kill.
A high-powered rifle and/or a Chevy directly to the face will kill him as well.
Well, I got something that will.
Miss Carol saying retirement from the service, approximately 3 months away, waiting on paperwork to return, so I can move on. Nice, congratulations.
Good
Congrats.
for you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, and Chad from Honest Peyton just retired after I think full 20 years in the Guard, and I think he was on something else first, but he was 20 years retired from the Guard. This right after the New Year. So
Jinx.
Coast or national?
Wait, no,
national
know me a
or
Fago. Jinx.
no, we don't have any Fago. I can go to the store and get you some though.
What's that?
Is that
Are you playing very superstitious in the background, Tom?
That's
That's
not
my
me.
text notification on my phone. Somebody's blowing up my phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I
yeah,
was thinking, like, when did you get a keyboard?
Cool.
So yeah, Doug's gone hands free and has an iPad or something like that, and Dan or Tom has got a laptop. So like you're the only Neanderthal down there with your phone.
I got a laptop. I got
Everybody else is
headphones.
balding. Yeah.
I got a microphone.
Hey, hashtag phone master.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is a picture of a professional right here.
New camera. Do I look in 2K?
At least 1.5.
You look marvelous. Marvelous.
Okay, so
You look like a
professional?
DJ at a gay bar.
He's
professional.
still getting more tail than you would.
Professional? Yeah, not a chance in hell. I do like every time I get back to you. It looks like you're fading in from a 480 signal from like a dial-up.
Looks like you should be saying, "Yeah, the twister went just past here, and it tore up my house, and I was in it, and then I was in the bathroom naked, and then I walked out, and everybody."
It's the most terrible thing that's ever happened here at Pleasant Shores Mobile Home Park.
I'm not wearing overalls today.
That twister done took my cousin, aunt, stepmother's sister's brother, wife, and just threw her right out the window.
Me and that twister.
How am I
best
supposed to
friends
get to bingo?
How'd you meet your wife? Well, at the family reunion.
Yeah.
Where else do I go?
Well, tell us about it.
Family tree, okay, just go straight up. It doesn't do none of this branching shit. Just woof, straight up.
Well,
It's an economy of scale.
Tell us how you met her. All right, well, there she was.
Hey, Dan, you really need to trim your nose hairs.
Hey, they're keeping my nose warm.
I don't know if I want to know why you had binoculars close to you or not.
I was literally bird watching Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Right. Bird watching. That's what you
Oh,
call
you
it.
know, in England, a bird is a sexy woman. Oh, hello.
I hear the bird is the word, actually.
Yeah, and
I
everybody's heard
watched
about
it.
that.
Freshman.
A TV show one time. It's about some street. Sesame Street. That's it. They had a bird.
They did. He almost
Very
died.
large.
Big Bird was supposed to be on the Challenger rocket when it exploded.
And thank God he wasn't.
I know.
But
You imagine the kids at school watching that program? Big
Well,
Bird, no!
well,
I was in
talking about Challenger rocket. Sally Ride, do you know what color her eyes were? Blue. One blue that way, one blue that way.
Just so you know, I was in second grade in a classroom in Florida, and we could see the Challenger wreckage from where we were coming down. Not on TV, actually see it.
We were
You
in
just look
school.
over and go, they're dead.
Well, we
No.
were in school, and every time there was a shuttle launch, the teachers would wheel TVs into the classroom, and we got to watch space shuttle launches. And we watched that launch, and we watched those poor people die live on TV. My teacher switched the TV, pulled the plug on the television, and jumped up in front of it. Nothing
Yeah,
to see here, kids.
like I was born in '86, but like the 9/11, right? When that happened,
Yep.
I remember that one.
I walked into the classroom. Teacher came in, just turned on the TV, turned it to the news, and left. He didn't even tell us what was going on. We were just sitting in there for like 2.5 hours because the bell weren't like ringing, and then finally, like some custodian came in and told us what was going on.
Strange.
I'm watching the TV and seeing like the chaos. What is this?
We were in a lot of the schools in Florida, at least at that time, had portable classrooms. They were always under construction. So we literally ran in a mobile home, and they had it on TV, and we saw that. But you could actually, because you could just see like, 1,000, way. And when that came off, we could actually see very faint everything coming down. Because where I was still far from Cape Canaveral, but they were way the hell up there. And I was working in 9/11, and they called us all into the break room and said what was happening. I was working 20 miles from Selfridge. I'm 2 miles from Selfridge Air Force Base now, actually a little closer. And it's an active base, and you could hear the jets scramble and fly in strange patterns throughout the day. They just kept flying because there's a lot of stuff in Michigan in the area that I'm in that is military centric.
Yeah.
Takeoff far from me, and that's where a lot of basically everything with a wheel or a track goes through TACOM for approval. So there's a lot of stuff in this general area. So that was very, very strange to say the least.
I'm sure for the next week there was a lot of military aircraft flying around all over.
Yeah,
But that was the only military aircraft flying. There was like a no-fly for days.
yeah. And as a general rule, if there's someone that comes in this way into Selfridge, then somebody like a president or somebody big and important comes in, because planes never come this way. Helicopters and everything else do, but only big high mucky mucks fly in this way to Selfridge from me, which is of no importance to anybody. But
Big high mucky muck.
yeah, one of those fancy pants people that has one of those bulletproof cars. Got to figure out what tech company
6%
wants.
walks out there. Yeah, I can tell by the way that plane's going, the direction. That some bitch is rich.
Well, in a weird way, yeah, because there's shit that stuff goes every other direction. I've lived here 11 years, so stuff goes every other damn direction, and it only comes that way for one specific thing, unless there's an air show. Then there's shit every damn where. If there's an air show, it's like 2 weeks of fuck you. Enough's enough. I'm just waiting for one of those damn F-35s to just fall in my backyard, because if those things lose computer control, they're a brick. They can't fly.
Every 10 seconds, you have another sonic boom happening.
No, it will, like the Chinooks, the double blade helicopters, the really big ones, they will rattle the plates in the cupboards if they're low enough.
Yeah.
And Miss Carol's got to figure out what tech company wants me after following one profession, maybe high tech, but not the life of the simple redneck girl. He's trying to stream over 64K-ish Well, yeah, he's trying to stream. I'm pretty sure there's a piece of aluminum foil on a coat rack somewhere, and he's going like this. I get a signal. I get a signal.
His fiber Wi-Fi is when he took a piece of yarn and put it between two Dixie cups.
Don't you go telling him no nothing.
Oh, sorry.
He got one
Sorry.
of those like fiber optic light lamp things, and he's like, yeah. I just installed me some fiber optic cable in my house.
What are we talking
Yeah.
about? I kind of zoned out there for a minute.
We're making fun of you.
Oh,
The hell you think we're doing?
I just popped back in and I heard him saying something about fiber optics, and I'm just like, what? Where the hell did we go from? We were just talking about 9/11. Where'd we go from there?
Fiber optic 911. You never knew of that? Yeah.
No.
Fiber optics and Porsche and
No, I tuned out of the conversation because I'm pretty sure I'm running out of propane. But
Dan, why doesn't this work?
And propane accessories.
yeah,
Ain't got no gas in it.
Mhm.
I was gonna turn up the heat, but it don't turn up anymore. So I'm pretty sure I'm low. So that's great.
Hey Dutch, let me know if that's the link you're talking about for that video. Miss Carol, I was just at a NASA Deep Space Network site in California, so maybe NASA is a good post-retirement gig. Yeah, you'd have to live in one of the strange parts of the country, either Florida or California, probably. Oh, Donaldson, I get the same A-10s that used to fly over my house, old house near Scott, over my new house. So yeah, they fly the A-10s. They used to be F-16s, they're now A-10s. And they fly, this is going to mean nothing because you have no damn idea where the hell I actually am. They fly that way to Traverse City and back, as far as I know, every day. So you don't hear an A-10 until they're on top of you. You just
The
don't.
A10 Warthog?
Yeah.
Nice.
when I was a young warthog.
Those things are basically, it's a giant cannon with a plane around it.
Them things are dangerous.
Oh, hey, it's Joe Diffie. Joe Diffie.
Joe
Holy shite.
Diffie. Joe Diffie.
We've been graced by mullet royalty, boys.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Can you say something, Joe?
Yeah, you gonna talk or you just sit there and
I
look?
think his mic was muted.
I
I
didn't
feel your
mute
pain.
it.
That was my scenario. Of course, I couldn't get on at all. Well,
I can't unmute it. I am not the one who muted it. I'm currently in Huntsville, Alabama, Rocket City, kind of stuck between here and Dallas, back and forth. All right, Joe. Speak to us, Joe. Speak to us.
we could just speak for
I'm
him.
never gonna financially recover from this.
I'm never gonna financially recover.
Tiger King.
Yeah, Dutch. All right, Doug,
Carol Baskins.
what's Dutch saying there, Doug?
He says, hey, y'all eat yet, man? Come on over, man. My lady making up some black eyed peas and cornbread and hog jaws, man. Come on over. Supper's on the stove, beer's in the fridge. Kick your shoes off before you come in, though.
You talk like Boomhauer. Oh, come on, man.
What's been a porno, man? All of a sudden, music comes on. All of a sudden,
Yeah,
packet
No, Dan. You ain't supposed to say every word. When we're doing our talk, you're supposed to say one or two. Oh, we done.
You scared him off with all your rambling.
We've been to Dutch. You don't understand what the hell I'm saying, Dan?
Well, generally, no. I just kind of smile and nod.
You don't understand what the hell I'm saying, Dan. It's the same words, it's just faster and lower. You don't understand what the hell I'm saying, Dan? Look, you just listen for every third word, and you can piece the sentence together no matter how fast it's going. That's growing up in the South. You learn how to listen for every third
That's all
word.
they do at
you
auctions.
No, I didn't grow up in the South. I grew up just about as north as you could possibly get.
Mm-hmm. Dutch done went and broke himself.
Man. What?
I'll be the Rocket City redneck of the car community. Yeah, I think
I'll be back.
Dutch done broke itself. Nope.
We lost him.
Tom, speak to us, Tom. Growing up in Florida, I had to learn how to interpret damn near every language to some extent, or at least the bits and pieces of broken English and random.
Right.
So I can listen to a lot of stuff, and you have to have a really screwed up dialect for me not to get what you're saying. It has to be pretty bad because I had a lot of experience listening to people from everywhere talking. I mean, hey, look, I'm DNS today. Ha!
I used to work with this Vietnamese guy who spoke pretty decent English until he got upset. And the more and more upset that he got, the more ununderstandable he became, to the point where he'd just be so angry, and whatever he's trying to tell you isn't good.
I currently work with a Vietnamese guy. It was funny because I tried making a joke to him. You know, we were putting up fucking, ice cream. I was putting up Klondike bars, and I go to him, I'm like, what would you do for a Klondike bar? His name is Long, but I always call him Juan because I'm so used to saying Juan.
Okay.
There's Juan, and then there's Long with an L. So I'm like, well, what would you do for a Klondike bar? And he just looks at me and goes, what? What do you mean? And I'm like, well, have you never seen that commercial? Not in English. I'm like, well, I don't know what it sounds like in Vietnamese. So
Yeah,
I bet
guess
he
you got
didn't
me on that
heard
one.
of Klondike Bar until he came to the States.
you don't understand Spanish? No way. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, I know
I understand
Spanish.
being broken.
Yeah,
Tequila.
Dan can say his muchos grassy asses and his donatis and, yeah,
Barnito.
yeah,
Senorita.
burritos and tacos and enchiladas.
Don't forget jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
Dutch is saying too much spray foam in the barn still. I see. I can upload a video but can't stream. Your super installation has done you in, my friend.
Hi, Juan.
Miss Carol, I'm ahead out. Early day. Got a Mustang coming in that decided to have a ball joint let go on the road, so that'll be a big deal or big bill. Car is freshly painted with a lot to go. Fast powertrain goodies. Well, I do appreciate you jumping in.
Take care, Jamie.
Good luck fixing the crowd crusher. What's happening, Mohawk?
Mohawk.
AKA Todd.
That's not as cool as Mohawk. Or Mr. Hawk if you're a professional and fancy.
Sir Hawk.
Yes. Dr. Hawk.
Dr. Hawk.
Hawk Tua.
Ah.
Oh, you get pretty famous doing that.
Apparently, I don't know how that shit works.
I am pretty confident I still don't care.
I think you have to be slightly more attractive than what you two currently are.
Oh, don't go throwing yourself under the fugly
Hey,
bus now,
man.
damn.
Hey. I ain't going to sit here and take that. This is what man candy looks like, okay?
Why? Wait, what? That's what
Why?
man
Why
candy
not?
looks like?
No, we're gonna have a palate cleanser. So cleanse your palates.
I could say something really mean, but I'm not going to because I like you, Doug.
Bring it. I don't care. Let's hear it.
Okay. Yes, you are correct. That is what man candy looks like. That's what happens when a man eats way too much candy.
Dan, you and I go to the same gym, so fuck off.
That's right.
Oh God. All right, now, hold on.
Hey, it's true though. It's true. We do go to the same gym.
Either make up or we're gonna have to separate you.
See, if it weren't for me, Dan wouldn't know that he can now get clothes made at the local tent and awning place. So, I mean, I'm saving him money off the rip.
That's damn straight right there. That's been a valuable asset to my arsenal. What's
Dutch
everybody's
saying, so
favorite?
what's everybody's favorite 12,000-pound winch nowadays?
Tom. He's currently not here, but that's my favorite one right there.
No, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Dan's favorite 12,000-pound winch.
Hey!
Good timing, Thomas. Good timing.
Yeah. That was quality timing right there. I've heard a lot of good stuff actually about those whatever the hell that brand is at Harbor Freight. For the money they're- yeah, I know that Alex was having trouble with the way that the one of the wires was put into the box, the control box. It's soldered in, and you can't undo the box. You can't unbolt the controller ground, which is a really stupid design. Other than that, I don't know. I know Warren winches have always been good, but you're paying out the yin yang for those. They're extremely expensive. So it really probably depends on your cash flow.
Yeah.
Ladies,
Oh,
Miss
that's
Girl,
right. Winch is going to be in the market for a winch.
I could have used the winch yesterday.
Quit you
Well,
talking about my sister like that. She is not a winch.
Yeah, but is she Galley winch?
She's a winch. E.
Oh,
She's fat
so
with
Tom, I
PH.
took
And
Aurora
an F.
sledding yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that went great.
That went well?
Yeah. Well, so initially I brought a chair with because I figured I'd just, sit up at the top of the hill and watch her go down and come back up, and be lazy like that. Well, we don't go sledding very often because frankly we're too lazy to go do it. It's too fucking cold. But I went and I took her out sledding yesterday and she's like, well, what do I do? Just sit, how do I steer? And I'm like, I mean, you'll figure it out. So,
Yeah,
so I
lean
push her
away
down
from
the
the
hill.
trees.
I push her down the hill. I sit down in my chair and I watch her go and I watch her go and I watch her. And she takes a hard left down into the woods and off over there. And then I'm sitting in my chair going, well, shit. Guess I can't sit here anymore. God damn it.
Should have brought a sled to put the chair on.
Yeah.
Well, they actually
I'm coming to
have sleds there
get
now.
you.
What some
So
of my
I
friends
had to
did.
go fucking slide down there.
What some of my friends did. We used to always have a Super Bowl party over to my friend Matt's place, and at Matt's place, he lived right next door to a lake. So we would all go there in the morning and ice fish all morning until it was time to go in to watch the Super Bowl. And one of the guys had taken an old broken Lazy Boy chair and then bolted it to some skis and then made it a trailer that he towed behind his snowmobile. So while we're out on the ice, we've got people going for rides in the chair around the lake. And other times people are just kicked back in the Lazy Boy chair ice fishing. It was pretty damn funny.
Van Life's texting his neighbor while watching us on the big screen. Cool.
Nice.
Miss Carol's saying she got an old Warren 874, 8274, which they're actually probably the best 8,000-ish pound winch. They're big as shit and all gearing. Put a 9.5 XP motor on it for 10,000 pounds of pull. It's about $2,500 in total, but can find an old used 8274 in the market and put a 9.5 motor on it. And Dutch saying that, sorry, I gotta skip back up here a bit. The Badlands Hobo Freight winches got uppity and almost $600 now. Still, for a 12,000 pound winch, that's pretty freaking cheap. You get right down to it. Doug, I sent you a picture of the new kid's sled, right?
I'll go check it out. Negative.
Van Life's working on his quad. He'll be ordering. Okay, I think probably misses some there. Been running a Warren M8000 for 15 years on my CJ7. Never an issue. Steel cable and all bit nylon. Nowadays is the nylon, the synthetic ropes are. There's some advantages to them and some disadvantages. Their weight and I mean they definitely, as far as I know, they have wear out fast. Van Life, no one that would be called okay.
What?
I'm not sure. I think I missed some of the back and forth there.
Oh, okay.
If you're into that, no, okay, yeah, I missed something. So apparently they're having fun.
Very
I think
active chat.
they could be. I don't know. They're possibly talking about the Friendly Automotive Group. I don't know. You just never can tell.
People are weird.
Yeah, I would like to get a one.
Yeah. Dutch sent me a picture of the kids sled apparatus at Dutch HQ. It is a car hood and 2 folding chairs.
Nice.
Does not surprise.
That's
There's
all true.
something a bit Billy about that, and I do qualify that as Billy-ish.
It's Billie Eilish. What?
No, Billy-ish is in hillbilly-ish.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
I believe that's the Dutchmeister at the helm, towing his 2 buddies. They're saying, "Is this the day that we finally bite the bullet? It's very could be yet."
Yeah, he would be pulling with a 3-wheeler. Yeah, nothing like Death Squared there.
Hey, the 3-wheelers that Dutch has picked up, those things are minty.
I had a good family friend when I was very, very little. He ended up killing himself on one by accident, flipped over the handlebars and broke his neck.
Yep.
I almost died on a 4-wheeler. That was good. We were going up a hill. I was like little kid, Dad was driving it. Probably intoxicated at the time, but I didn't know that then. Driving up a hill and he runs over a stump and we fucking go flipping over. 4-wheeler came on top of us. That was great.
So you're almost flat wheel?
Yeah.
Was
He held it
half
up
in the
with his
bag?
feet, yelled at me to fucking move. Like, okay.
When I was real young, I remember going with my uncle and hanging out all day, and over to his friend Ziggy's place, and Ziggy had 3 or
Wait.
4. What?
Did he play guitar, Doug?
No, Ziggy didn't play guitar.
Okay.
Nor were there intergalactic spiders from Mars. But
but Tommy plays guitar. Sorry, had to. Tommy plays guitar.
Well, Ziggy had 3 or 4 Suzuki 3-wheelers. They were like an orange color and yellow. And we were out back where they had a bonfire, and my uncle says, "Come on, Doug, I'll take you for a ride." It's past nightfall, and I'm sure those guys were way deep in the beers because they were staying the night at Ziggy's house that night. And so I jump on the back of the quad. I'm a little kid, and my uncle yells something to Ziggy, and he does a wheelie with me on the back of that quad, and I drag my head through the cornfield. And he's like, oh. He's like, "Oh shit, kid, you okay?"
Yeah, I never wrecked one. We used to went through a little patch, and I was probably 10. I'd never ridden a 4-wheeler before. we were going up a little canal. I didn't realize it, and the back end of the 4-wheeler went right into the river. It was little. I didn't go that far. I didn't realize I'd hit the bottom. But I'm like, I'm going down. I'm going down. My uncle walks over and picks the damn thing up, puts it down, and goes, go away.
Yeah.
I hope Dutch gets what he's bidding on.
Where am I at? Or is that him and he and you having a conversation?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't missed the comments.
I could have missed the comments. Psst, psst,
Missed.
bad comments.
I'm going to slowly missed the comments. Missed them. Old Honda 300, they run for me. My uncle, they had a 4-wheeler. It was I can't remember. I think it was a 300. That thing literally.
Most
time-
Hondas run forever. The only way you can kill a Honda is by not keeping them full of fluids.
I want to say that he had to have had that thing for 20-ish years, and I think the last time I saw it, it had finally like rusted apart. Like there was just nothing because he rode it. He used it as a 4-wheeler. He used it as what you're supposed to use it for, and it just had finally, I think, gotten to the point where it was rusting apart.
Wow. Well, a close friend of mine, he deals in old motorcycles, parts. He'll buy bikes and flip them and stuff. And very rarely, if they have them and ran too low on oil, that we don't bring a Honda back. 9 chances out of 10, a Honda's going to run.
I've been watching Junkyard Digs for forever, and he's brought a shitload of those 3-wheelers back from the dead.
If it's a Honda and it hasn't been run low on oil, it'll run again.
They're mostly Hondas. I think he's done some Yamahas. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Big 3-wheelers I have found to be dangerous. Now the 110s, I can see people getting hurt on. I can whip that 185, 250 like nobody's business, and they don't tip. Remember, I don't know if it was Junkyard Digs or somebody was saying that the biggest difference was there was no suspension on the little ones and would tend to hurt people because they would buck, and there's nothing to take up that shock load you took up and went off the vehicle.
If you watch the evolution of the Honda 3-wheeler, the first ones are fully rigid, and then they finally put a suspension on just the front, and then later, like a Big Red, had the big shocks on the front. But I think that Big Red had a swing arm too, and then later they were fully suspended.
Yeah, and Mohawk said, or too much fluid dug like a lake 10 feet deep. Dan Life Syndicate 500 for the Honda about a month ago. Put about 500 into it, including 350 in tires, and it purrs like a kitten.
You'd probably sell it for like $5,000.
It's not a Trail 70, but he probably would double his money. Yeah.
The Trail 70s and the CT90s. My
those things are
God.
I would just
I think
put
they're
it
more
up there
now
at a
than they were
ridiculous
new.
price.
Yes.
It's. I mean, we need to have one, but not at $5-10 a pop. It's like, nah, nothing's that cool. Not
Right.
that small.
There's a lawyer who has a RV dealership nearby me, and he has in the showroom of the RV dealership is basically where he keeps his cars for the winter, and he's got beautiful. He's got some really nice stuff, including a real deal AC Cobra that has the vanity plate of not a kit,
Is it green by any chance?
black.
Okay. There's one here that goes Pastors. You and Triumph Air and everybody needs to come down one of these mornings on a Saturday, and we'll go to Pastors because the stuff at that place is ridiculous. There'll be $5-6 million worth of cars in their cars and coffee. Plus, they sell diecast, so they have all kinds of cool car stuff there.
Nice.
They'll have stuff. They'll have prototypes from the big three there. They'll have. The one time I went, there was a real AC Cobra. There was a Di Tommaso Mangusta and a whole bunch of other crazy crap.
You never see a Mangusta.
Yeah, and just driving there. He just drove it there.
Wow. Yeah, you very rarely see Panteras, nonetheless, on Mangusta.
Yeah, Mangustas are really, for everybody's edification, everybody knows the Pantera. Most people do. It's, well, the Mangusta has a weird, like, it looks like a hatchback or like a sedan delivery, but the back two halves of the hatch pivot up and the engine's in the back. It looks like it'd be a bitch to work on, but it's a neat looking car.
Yeah. Speaking of rear engine cars that are a bitch to work on, have you guys seen the C8 Corvette with the hood up or the trunk up and looked at that engine and how low it sits in the chassis? Most of the work people.
It probably is an engine out for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Or they just put it up on the rack and work on everything from the bottom. Because, I mean, when I was looking at it from a mechanic's point of view, because it's got like this little trunky thing right on the very rear of it, and then it's all engine bay from there.
You got to be able to have your golf clubs, Doug.
Well, I have to, of course. And a change of clothes. I can't wear my loafers out on the golf course. I have to wear golf.
No, not your loafers, your New Balance.
Right.
No, I like the Corvette stopped for me at the C6.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 2011, the Z06, that was like the pinnacle. That tons of horsepower, rear drive, front engine, manual transmission, all the go fast shit you could have on one of them. But ever since then, they started looking like Ferraris, and now with the mid-engine, they just look like a fucking Ferrari Lamborghini. Pardon my French, but they don't. They
get
don't
so goddamn big. They're huge now.
I don't even care so much about that. Well, yeah. But you always knew what a Corvette was. And that was the whole point. And now it just looks like everything else. Yeah, I know, Dan. But in terms of what the car was, you always knew what it was. And now they look like every other damn car. And, okay, I get it. It's probably helping them sell. But at the same point, what's the point?
It's just like the early 2000s in music. It just, what's the point? Everything sounds the same.
Yeah.
No guitar tone is different. It's all the same guitar tone.
Well, that's where they started the Play-Doh factory for music, right? They just went, okay, here's your band. There you go.
Yeah,
basically.
Yep, Backstreet Boys. There you go.
And even like rock, you had Seether, and then what's that other one? Shinedown, and Breaking Benjamin, and they all just have the same guitar tone. Like,
yep.
Even like you could pick out like Jimmy Page. Like, you started the song, you knew who it was. Like, even 90s, like you knew the difference between Kurt Cobain and Jerry Cantrell. Now I don't know who's playing anytime.
Yeah, you could tell what band it was by the sound. Even in the 70s, when so many people did the rock opera shit, you still knew what they were. You still knew who was who.
Right.
Oh, I think that's the great value Ferrari. Yeah, that's pretty much Corvette's now the great value Ferrari.
Actually, have you guys ever heard the story about Duntov and the Grand Sport Corvettes, where he was out campaigning them and winning, and General Motors is like, you need to stop racing. You need to bring those cars back right now. Cease and desist. And he's like, okay, let's go to the next racetrack, guys. And they take him to the next track and enter him and race him. I believe they actually sent police, and they actually like surrounded the cars. Like, they were not allowed to touch the cars. They had to forcibly take them back. For
GM
Duntov
has always been their own worst enemy. GM has truly been their own worst enemy from day one. If they made a cool prototype, the production car looked like crap. If they had some amazing technology, it would always be neutered by the time it got into actual people's hands.
Yep.
They always agree with that stuff. Mohawk saying now you have country rock and rock country. And like the country pop, I don't get. Regular pop, I'm not really a fan of either, but it's like, it's just weird.
How about the rap country?
like I don't know, the Folsom Prison Blues. Like, yeah, that was halfway decent country. Get into that, had a good message, or at least a message.
Right.
Way better than Honky Tonk Badonkadonk. That crap sucked.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can mix genres all you want, and if you do it right, it doesn't sound like shit because it doesn't sound forced. Doesn't sound like garbage. And when you have two people who makes cool stuff and you put them together, it's cool. When you have two people who have been forced together by contractual obligations and there's a bunch of songwriters behind them making something that'll sell, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't carry the same weight.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, sorry, Tom. I couldn't quite hear you.
What's that?
I couldn't hear you.
Shh! You're trying to get me killed? I want the Swifties coming after me. They will annoy me
No one will
to
know
death.
it's you. Nope.
Yes.
No one will know it's you. You can tell us.
Yeah, the group of Karens shall unite, assemble like Voltron, and then rain down upon Tom with a fierce vengeance and furious anger.
You ever seen that Mega Droid and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, where all of them come together and it's just one big giant badass robot thing
That's what Voltron was.
Yeah, that's what they will do to me.
Yeah,
I was
Voltron is a bunch of small units that come together to make a big robot.
Yep. I'm gonna be
I was going to say you're being hyperbolic, but I'm pretty sure they know the Clintons, so yeah, I wouldn't say that too loud.
So if you hear the Ricola horn from your house,
I delete all my emails.
Well, right now, what I'm hearing from my house is a whole bunch of dog barking all around, sirens, and I'm pretty sure I heard a gunshot somewhere over there. So I've just been kind of looking around, like, what the fuck's going on out there?
Well, yeah, I just seen a second ago Dan's doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is literally like dogs around my building or something here. And there's sirens going off.
Yeah, well, Pickle sent Trudeau to get you. I'm sorry.
Wouldn't it be crazy as hell? All of a sudden, there's like the door gets knocked in comes the Minnesota State Police and the dogs. Get on the ground, dirtbag!
Yeah,
you voted for the wrong guy, buddy. You're going away for a while.
No. If his screen goes dark and you hear bang, bang, stab, stab, and he comes back and he's got blood on him and he's got stuff in his hands, you go, I was never here.
Right. This never happened.
Actually, and I always got told I could pass for Mel Tillis stunt double if it was for me using the radio. Of course, most of you youngsters wouldn't know. No, I know who Mel Tillis is, and I can see Mel Tillis is coming. And he's technically before my time, but I still, don't know what he looked like. My wife and I's wedding song was Queen of My Double Wide Trailer.
And this whole time I thought it was the Queen of Memphis.
George Clinton. George
Clinton was awful. George Clinton and Funkadelic. George Clinton for president.
I wouldn't put that past his theory. He's better than Michigan, Kentucky. No, actually, technically, if he was closer here, it'd be Taylor's Kentucky, which is a lot of good things around here. Dean saying, "Free your mind and your ass will follow." Things could happen. Yeah, Deepak Dugster right here.
Dean, is that what happens when you come out of the closet?
Well, do you feel like your ass is going to be freer, Doug?
What you say, Willis?
But Tom, he's an upside down land, so if he came out of the closet, he might fall down onto the right side.
I see my.
Your curtains? Yeah, I see your curtains.
Double great grandparents.
They look
The-
very
the-
disappointed.
They're
Well,
serious.
yeah. Well, no, they're looking down and going, Doug, you're doing YouTube. We thought better of you.
They're still trying to figure out what this is that I'm on. This seance device.
They're looking down and you on that MySpace thing again?
Sure am.
Little
That's
does
just
Doug know, their soul is actually trapped in that paint. And Tom is going
Well,
to.
now here's a scary thing. In that picture of my double great grandmother, that's her as an old lady. On the other side of my living room is a picture of her as a young lady. She's actually pretty.
Gosh, I sure can smell the rain. That was one of the greatest band of the 90s across all the country. Okay, Dutch.
That is good talk. Airway denied.
Riding a stairway to 7-Eleven.
I was out and about. Then I fucked around and found out.
The Colombian president.
Now I'm on the
No.
stairway to heaven.
7-Eleven.
Or is it the stairway to Kevin if you come out of the closet?
No, it's a stairway to 7-Eleven and the survey machines are all broke. Go anywhere, cowbell. All right, hey, Doug, you gotta send Tom a cowbell. I gotta send him a slide whistle. Man.
Don't fear the creeper. It's only reefer.
Wasn't it Wayne's World that said no stairway? Yes.
Yeah.
And it's posted in literally any guitar shop you walk into nowadays.
No stairway, man.
No stairway, man.
Yeah, that'd be a great video.
Oh,
Would you
there's
say-
been guys that have made the video where they walk into a music store, grab a guitar, and play the forbidden riff as long as they can before they're shut down.
Hey, Tom, Kevin's not here, man. Kevin's back and Cameron, he was
Mama
asking
and my
me,
papa trying to tell me how to live,
all right, is the serious,
but I don't listen to them because my head is like a sieve.
Can you play the spoon,
Play
My
the
high school
spoons.
coach, he kicked me off the team.
I don't think he can play the spoons. He don't like bluegrass at all.
No.
I'm not like Dan. I don't just have kitchen appliances all over.
Hey,
So
Kicking
we
you
have to-
circle.
all right, now, okay, we got to send him a cowbell, slide whistle, and spoons.
Play the-
Spoon down. No spoons, you've been denied. Mohawk says, boy. Like Blue Oyster Cult brought the whole damn place to a stop. Okay. If I had better Wi-Fi, I'd get the banjo out. Oh, good lord! Then it would really be the 6% jug band.
All-time scariest song to hear in the woods alone.
My friend Bob had a T-shirt that said "Pedal faster, I hear banjos."
the last one that lady heard before they were.
What?
They used to be the last sound they heard before they were beardless out in the woods.
Yes.
That is true. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they heard us having to do a or some shit too.
Well, unfortunately, it is almost 11 o'clock, and I have to be a responsible adult. So, good night, everyone.
Hold on, 1 second, Doug.
Take care,
Can you
guys.
play Stairway to Freebird? Stairway to Freebird.
Whoa! Now I really need to go. You just freaked me, man.
Go with that.
Take care, everyone. Great seeing you. Bye.
Hey, Duggar. A buddy that unfortunately passed away, he used to request that, and we did it for him one time at a piano bar. We went there for somebody's wedding or something. And they kept playing Stairway to Heaven and Freebird into one song.
If I leave here tomorrow,
Mandatory Metallica. I did some really screwed up lyrics to Master of Puppets that I have to make into a song.
So close, no matter how far. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I look like a lucky luck, castle made of clouds. Yes, it's Wonder Boy sitting oh so proudly. Much to sing when you're high above the mucky muck. Tenacious D. Wonder
I
Boy.
don't know. I do not know much of their shit, to be honest with you. If Van Life is giving you the
song in the world. Tribute.
I didn't ask, what are you guys up to?
Pumping out some new videos. It's all my news equipments.
Nice. Yeah, so
Oh,
his kid's turning into a vampire. What are you doing there, Dano?
Nothing much. Really, I'm just waiting for the JB Well video to come out from Joseph Nowak.
Did he give you any idea when it's doing?
Huh?
Did he give you any idea when it's coming?
I think he said January, but
Well, there isn't much of January left, so.
yeah, it might be into February now. I'm just waiting for that, and that might give me motivation to make something.
Did he mean January this year or like next year? Because it's coming around again.
I mean, it could be next year. I don't know.
Well, I got a new channel that I'm going to be coming out with. It's going to be NGG Ghosts and Shit. That's the channel name.
They might frown on the shit part, though. Let's spell it funny.
Yeah, it's called stuff, but
Or NGG
I
Ghosts and
wanted
Sheet.
to do shit.
No, spell it sheet, like SHEET. Sheet, Ghosts and Sheet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Ghosts
and Sheet.
That's a
It's just going to be like paranormal stuff, true crime, cryptid, all sorts of spoopy things. Not necessarily like oh yeah, this happened for realsies because people. I'm just going to be like, yeah, this is what they claim. I don't know.
So
You should have like a guitar stinger on every episode, like you're doing. Meow.
okay, so backstory now. This goes to show my judge of character, right?
Is it low? I'm assuming.
No. My judging of other people's character, right? On whether or not I like them or not. So I used to always go to O'Reilly's because I liked the people there. But then all of a sudden they got this fucking Mexican guy, tattooed Mexican. Don't know if he's even legal. I just can't stand this motherfucker. For some reason, right? Just can't stand him. I just recently found out from him that you tell it. He was a fucking paranormal guy that you interacted with.
Me? Oh yeah,
You were pointing me, so I'm like, how the fuck do I know
yeah.
you're?
I didn't know who
the
you're talking.
employee of your shop over there.
So my wife's friend was in this paranormal group, right? It's called, and this is the funniest part. It's called MAPS, Minnesota Association of Paranormal Study, or something like that, right? But the acronym, and that's what they go by, is the acronym is MAPS.
Okay.
So they
you know
want
what the acronym for other things is? That's what pedophiles are using.
What?
Yeah, minor attracted person.
Oh
MAPS.
God, no! I Joe, what the? Ugh.
Yeah, why would they go with that
Yikes.
acronym first of all? So they're trying to first they're trying to recruit me, and they were like all into it. And I was like, I don't know.
I don't want to
It's
be in
like
your
I
cult,
would be
man.
like the straight up dude, like being like, yeah, that's the furnace. We're like, oh yeah, there's something wrong with this place, but it ain't ghosts.
but
he was all like, he wanted to be like,
yeah.
It's like this Mexican guy who's running it, right? And he literally wants to be the next like Zach Baggins. Like he slicks his hair back, he wears like all leather on the camera. And then I was
Was
like,
that
oh,
like
okay.
Bilbo Baggins or like what's a Zach Baggins?
He's like Ghost Adventures guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if you ever watched that show, but just go watch it. And one episode, you'll get who this guy is trying to be anyway. So then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could. You're doing like the Last Turn Saloon, so maybe I could go down there with you and just see what's going on. It's like, okay, but you have to be quiet, and I'm the only one that can be on camera. Me and Davey are the only ones on camera. Like, oh, it's like that. Okay, well, not so interested now. And he's like, oh yeah, and, I can banish ghosts. I'm like, why? Because you're Mexican. I don't get how that works. Does your Mexican power give you the ability to banish these beings?
Yeah.
I
had no idea that he had this interaction with this guy, but I just fucking like him from the beginning.
It turns out
hilarious.
He's the manager at the O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
He manages the O'Reilly's store.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of Mexicans. I didn't realize that part of being Mexican was you could banish ghosts. I didn't know that one. Sorry.
Well, they got that El Chupacabra thing going on down there. So
yeah, but that's the goat sucker. That's a different thing.
All combined.
Speaking of the goat sucker, someone was supposed to come on tonight, and they haven't.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
The goat sucker, the Canadian goat sucker.
Yeah. El Mi Macabra.
Rhymes with ickle.
You will get a message tomorrow morning on Discord. Oh man.
I fell asleep because I'm 17 hours ahead of you.
Yeah. That's funny.
Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of seems like there's a lot of interest in stuff like that, so figured I could throw my name in the hat.
Van Life saying probably copied vape. Virginia Paranormal Explorers. Oh Lord.
I mean, that's a better acronym than MAPS.
Yeah. Oh, they're in the background. It's a ghost.
Welcome. Yeah, we're going ghost hunting and vaping. We had 3 people in the house at all times. Thing is, we couldn't see anything through the vapor.
No. You use the vape smoke, and then the ghost will manifest itself out of the smoke. See?
Yeah, to go.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of the house. He thinks it's burning down.
You should just go fucking, dude, this place is haunted. It's been abandoned for years. Dude, just some guy is just living in there. So what the hell are you doing in my house? Holy shit, we made contact.
It's just like an actual guy, but we're just not like acknowledging his exact. He's like, for real, you're gonna have to get out of here, otherwise I'm calling the cops. And then like you just like looking around like, I swear I heard something like grab the cops or something like.
Just got the fucking Geiger counter out, whatever.
It'd be funny to be on like a ghost investigation, right? And then one of the EVPs is like, "Yeah, you want a Rochambeau?"
Mohawk saying be messed up if the ghost blue smoke rings back at you.
It'd be messed up if you convinced that guy he was actually dead. Like, they can't see me. Oh my god.
Van Life saying, what's the most popular word since the 1970s? Let's hear it, buddy. Chick here. It is 11 for me, guys. A little after, so I think it's time to call it a night. I thank everybody for jumping in. Thanks everybody for being on the panel. And thanks everybody for watching. And I promise I'll make sure I get that couch before the next episode. So.
Maybe that's why Pickle's not here. He's out mumming.
He's out.
Hey, I was late to my live stream. I had to get a couch. So
Sure.
see everybody later.